Hello, so my name is Jillian, and I'm going to be talking about elementary school students and classroom trauma. So the problem that I'm focused on today, or in my project, is students who have experienced traumatic events may have behavioral or academic problems, or their suffering may not be apparent at all. So today we see lots of students who are very disruptive in their classroom, and usually this is overlooked by the student just doesn't have any emotional regulation, can't control themselves, and it's just overlooked by the teachers. Instead, it could be a symptom of the child actually having a trauma in their current living situation. So the focus population that I'll be working on today is elementary school students in the United States. So the criteria of the students I will focus on are lower socioeconomic status students, students of color, and students impacted by a traumatic event. So why this population matters is trauma is an issue that is transparent for all groups worldwide. Children are a vulnerable population in their elementary school years, which is a prime time to advocate and improve children in this significant situation. Children of color appear to be a group that is categorized in social service for several concerns such as trauma. Children of color also show history of historical trauma and stigmatized from society. Marginalized students seen with behavioral challenges are often overlooked as a trauma symptom. Also, I found it awesome with our Week 7 Jigsaw discussion. So an article that was discussed was called The Achievement Gap and the Discipline Gap, the two sides of the same coin. This article discussed how the achievement gap is a very severe concern in our schools, and it shares some really key elements of why this is a problematic issue for students of color or students who are from lower socioeconomic status. In this article, it shares that there is a connection between race and socioeconomic status and neighborhood characteristics, which then can create negative outcomes for the student and in their classroom environment. Today, we do not have much research to show that this connection with behavior and trauma. However, the article also emphasized that statistical findings have reported students exposed to violent environments are more likely to show behavioral issues in their classroom setting. So, roles changing in the school environment. So, schools are changing dramatically. Professionals in the educational system interact with children for a significant amount of time. Educators in these roles are known to play multiple roles. So, as a school social worker, we wear many hats. We're reporters, mentors, facilitators, advisors, and teachers. I find it very important and valuable for teachers to be knowledgeable of students who may show signs of a traumatic incident occurring in their life. I mean, teachers in elementary schools play a valuable role in their students' lives. Commonly, they are seen as influences for students for their academic skills and play the role as a role model. However, teachers can play a role for students in a clinical service, as they can be an entry point for students receiving mental health services. So, in a study reports that teachers have a lot of amount of time with their students, which can enable them to identify post-traumatic stress changes or behavioral changes. So like I shared, schools are changing dramatically with technology environment, and today classrooms are seen even more diverse in regards of cultures, religions, and background. The importance of this problem is clients of color are seen to be highly affected to experience trauma early in their childhood. This issue contributes to the achievement gap with students of color and white students. Students have reported a connection between trauma exposure and academic performance. Research has linked behavior, school attendance, aggressiveness, conduct problems, and grades being related to the achievement gap. Here are some statistical findings that I found very significant throughout my research. So nearly 35 million students in the United States experience one or more childhood trauma. Before a student reaches the age of 18, 1 in 6 boys experience some form of sexual abuse, 1 in 4 girls experience some form of sexual abuse, and it's estimated that witnessing community violence ranges from 39% to 85%, and estimated rate of victimization go up to 66%. So the district that I'm gonna be focused on is the Aurora Public School District. So in the early 2013, the Aurora Public School established a social emotional health program. This was established by an individual who started this program also in Illinois. The program costs each school about $27,000. Today, this program is doing its first time pilot screening. So currently, there are only 6 schools who are being screened on this 2-gate screening system, which focuses on the top externalized interventions and internalizes interventions for classroom environments. The Aurora Public School follows the School Behavioral Health Service framework, which I will show you here. I realize that it's not crystal clear, so I also have it open on my desktop. So here it talks about the 3 tires and like the foundation, which is, family and school community partnerships, mental health stigma reduction, staff professional development. The tire 1 is like referral process, behavioral health screenings, social emotional learning opportunities, and positive behavior support. And then it goes up to tire 3, which is a progress monitoring and evidence-based interventions. And then last we have tire 3. I think I said 3 twice, but the second one I said was 2. Third is the few, which is crisis response, reentry plan, individual, group, or counseling therapy. I found this to be amazing breakdown, as well as a framework that the Aurora public school system is currently using. Yet right now this is fairly new, but I definitely see this being a breakthrough for Colorado, and hopefully other districts will jump on this. Okay, so current interventions in schools. School-based prevention programs are shown to use comprehensive approaches. So studies have shown that using comprehensive approaches, which is to change like the individual and the school change behavior strategy. These have been shown to be successful by the approaches that they take. Also, successful school-based prevention programs are interventions that seek to change culture and climate of school. Another article also shared that having a focus on coping strategies used by students of other ethnicity groups are also and known to have marginalized historical barriers. To really have an understanding of this culture competency can really help enhance intervention programs in the school environment. So, for example, resilience can be seen as a strength, which is seen for students who identify as African American. Next, in the next article, it discusses addressing traumatic stress with students. So here in this article, it talks about like the 4 stages of counseling process that can help educational institutes to approach students who show traumatic symptoms. So here I'll have you a moment to review this. Okay. Oops. So community resources. So as I was like doing my research, there's the Kim Child Trauma Program through the University of Colorado. This program is free for any family or child who seeks this type of program, who has met their criteria of having a traumatic event occur to them. The program is free. Also, there's Aurora Mental Health Center. I picked this because I'm focusing with the Aurora Public Schools District, and this will be a great resource for families and students needing assistance. And then also there's MHCD, which is a really well-known provider and also assisting children with trauma. So this presentation is pretty much a grant proposal. So what the grant plans to do is adding school social workers at elementary schools full time. These school social workers will be enforcing trauma-informed programs for educators and parents in the community. The grant also wants to create for the school social worker to have interns, and for those interns to work with 8 to 10 primary students that show behavioral concerns or trauma. And then the follow through will be a summer program for emotional regulations to support the 8 to 10 primary students. And to see having like this extra system or extra support in the schools as well as knowledge can help educators prevent or enhance children and mental health in the school environment. Thank you very much and have a great day or night.